Hey everybody, welcome back. I want to give you an update video for my cervical spondylosis, my issues with that in my neck, essentially neck arthritis in the neck. Um, Last we left off, maybe a couple months ago, I opted to go to physical therapy, so I really wanted to focus on this video, tell you my experience with physical therapy a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'll tell you what I still think is potentially causing this because there are a lot of things going through my mind, what is causing this, and I really don't have an answer. And I'd like an answer, of course. Your first thing you're going to think is, well, you're getting older, but, having the neck of pretty much what's going to be considered a 7-year-old man at my age and I'm not 70 years old, um, is kind of rare. So naturally, things are starting to kind of get myself thinking a little bit. I think I might have covered a little bit of basis about what I thought was covering this, or causing this, but I still want to talk about that a little bit here. Then tell you my physical therapy experience, and then tell you the things I will continue to do going forward. So let's start about what I think is still causing this. So I have three possible things that I think could be causing this. Sitting down in front of a computer all day, almost 15, 16 hours a day is kind of ridiculous. I do that a lot. Sometimes it's for work. Sometimes it's for work in video games or just browsing or doing whatever. Obviously reducing the time I spend in front of a computer, I think, is number one thing that I want to do. That is the first thing. The second thing is even still, I don't know. I had dental work back done in about, wow, 4 years ago. I haven't been to a dentist in about 4 years. I had these crowns. You see those back there? Sorry if my teeth look a little messed up, but so those two back there, I had them done, and even today, I still think that maybe these are wrong and these are what's causing problems. I mean, my tinnitus started happening right after I got root canal, and then all this redone and all that stuff. And then I stopped going to the dentist because I was going through a lot of stuff, and the dentist wanted to do unnecessary work. He actually wanted to drill through the front of the tooth, and which blew my mind. I was like, "What?" And he wanted to put like not a temporary, but a filling through the front of the tooth, and I was like, "No." I'm like, "It's just not happening." And I kind of stopped after that. Haven't been to the dentist even for a teeth cleaning for that. And I already know that my bottom teeth, ever since I've had this done, it's a bridge back there, by the way, right now. That has shifted as well. My bottom teeth have shifted, and yeah, you can see me sometimes going like that. You can see, and I can even hear it and feel it in here. So if you ever see me do that or that, yeah, kind of just realize that I'm trying to put my jaw back into place, and I can even feel it up here. Mostly it's on this side, by the way, because I can feel it up here and even over here and even down here, and could be an imbalance of some sort happening. I mean, I thought about getting crowns redone again, getting rid of the bridge completely, just ripping it out and just seeing what happens, and then going to a dentist later on and dealing with it then. But then I had no protection on those teeth. I was still a little bit upset that the new dentist that I went to, chose to do a bridge instead of two crowns. I even questioned him at the time, and he said, "No, no, this is what we're gonna do. This is right, and we'll prevent the food from going down underneath there, and blah 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 blah." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I can't get in between to clean anything." And he gave me this thing, and it just didn't. It doesn't work. So who knows? I mean, I even, you know, even when I'm driving, I'm sitting down. Like I put, I guess I'll actually bite on my tongue sometimes because I feel like that, like whatever it is, like uh, this is this is biting down first over this, and maybe, I mean, it's a possibility. The third thing that I thought about is the medication I've been on since a lot of this has started. Um, since 2013, 2014 was I started medication, but a lot of this started in 2013. Um, and the medication I'm on has been known to do some bone density loss, and I keep thinking, well, maybe this is over time now starting to get to me, and now my body just can't take it anymore, and it's just saying, well, you know what, screw you, that's it, we're done here, and we're just gonna start, bone density loss is gonna start happening, and that's it. Um, so I don't know, I've been on that. I thought about potentially getting off that medication, or just testing it out just to see if I can get off, see what happens if I don't do it. I mean, it's very, very risky. mainly because the medication I take is for some liver, fatty liver stuff and liver conditions I have and stuff like that. But I mean, it helps me out. The medication supposedly helps me out, but if I get off, if I stay off of it, I run into a bigger risk of making myself worse, and I don't want to go back to how I was in 2013, where I felt like I was going to die. I mean, that was terrible. Literally felt like the soul was going to be ripped out of my body. I literally felt the soul being ripped out of my body at that point in time. Anyway, but that's beside. These are things that are going through my mind as to what I think. I would like to try potentially one of these things. I almost want to say the dentist piece would be ideal, but I need to find a good dentist that does not regular impressions, but digital X-rays and make everything perfect. I need to make sure that this is all perfect. If this is realigned at any point, I need to make sure that everything's done perfectly. If that's what's causing all of this and all of this, like here and down here, that's what I need to do. Anyway, physical therapy. Granted, this is all starting from my neck, or this is all coming from my neck right now, and this is what's bothering me because imagine not being able to go to a concert in a stadium. Imagine not being able to go to a sporting event in the stadium. Imagine not being able to drive as long as you want to because your whole neck and your body tightens up, and it gets so bad that the entire thing goes right down your body, and you're in a panic state because your body is so weak that you feel you can't support your body whenever that's happening. That's what happens to me all the time. Or even imagine just going out to a restaurant, to a bar, and you don't know how your body's going to react, how your body's going to be because of all this. First thing that I chose to do was to really go to physical therapy. I went to an orthopedic doctor. He gave me the diagnosis of cervical spondylosis. I told him, look, I know surgery might be on the table. He goes, we're not taking it off the table, that's for certain. But I'd like to at least try physical therapy first. So he sent me to physical therapy. Physical therapy was okay. I actually felt really good after physical therapy. Every time I came out of that physical therapy office, I felt amazing. I felt perfect almost, which is good. That was a good sign. Basically what they did was they put me on a table. They put heat on me first on my neck and my back. I was a little surprised they didn't do cold pack afterwards, but they never did a cold pack afterwards. That was something that kind of took me for a surprise. They lied me down. They didn't have me sitting down, mainly because the sitting down portion has always been a problem for me. So I opted to lie down instead. Then they did some cervical traction, manual cervical traction on me, which actually was a little bit of relief, but every once in a while I felt with it because I felt like it was like, I don't know, it kind of felt like, ooh, like I was getting a little woozy sometimes. But I guess that was a sign that there was something going on there. Then I went to the hand bike, and when I did the hand bike, it was a little bit different than what I did last time when I went through physical therapy back in 2013. It was 5 minutes backwards, 5 minutes forward, and instead of me sitting down on it, I was actually asked to stand up because it's easier if you have a neck issue to do it when standing up. Ironically enough, the guy that I went to physical therapy for, the one guy that was working with me almost most of the time, he had a neck injury or neck issues. He had surgery on his neck, believe it or not. When they did his surgery, they found out that his disc was actually broken in his neck, and they said, well, this is why he has some problems. No MRIs or no X-rays were able to figure that out. So that's kind of scary to even think about something like that. But he was used to having neck issues, and he still does stuff all the time. He says, yeah, he was feeling 100% better after surgery. On top of that, but he wasn't the only person I saw. There was a few other people I saw in the physical therapy. I don't even want to call them assistants, but maybe like the helpers, because they're not assistants or trainees. They were amazing too. They knew their stuff and really were good. The rest of the physical therapists were good. One of them was a little odd. I'll just leave it at that, but I won't question the method because I actually felt decent enough after I left the place to not question the method. So the good news is, after I left physical therapy, I would feel great. So the other things they had me do, they had me do rows. Let's see. I got some of the bands from physical therapy, by the way. So they had me do rows. I'm not gonna stand up and do it, but you basically, you don't have to sit down, but they want you to stand up and you pull back and you do your rows there. They had you do this. You kind of go like they kind of have you go like this a little bit. You get to go out like this. Like that. You can go like that as well, for that way. They had you go that way too, as well. They had you do some other exercises, which I'll show you guys later on, because it's related to what I have been doing almost a little bit. And then those are the band exercises. They had me do this thing against the door where you're kind of going into a lunge and you're pushing forward, and you go against the door, holding for 10 seconds. That actually felt really good all the time every time I did that. And then I think they also had to do a ball. You put a ball against the wall, and you just kind of try to go flat against it and go up and down, bending your knees, going up and down, to try to straighten your back and make everything perfectly aligned. That was cool too. I enjoyed that as well. That was good. So like I said, I felt great. Then they take you to stims, which is these little 4 things that they put on your back or your neck or wherever your problems are. And they call stimulation. It's basically like little electrical waves and stuff like that to stim your muscles up a little bit. When I went to the first physical therapy thing, they basically noted that my C2 and then between my C4 and C5, I think he said, we're having mainly the most issues. And the guy said, what we're going to do is, here's a little trick, is that you don't really need your bones to support your neck. You can have bad bones, and you have bad bones because of this right now, but you need your muscles more to support your neck than anything else. If we strengthen those muscles, we make those muscles really strong, you won't even have to worry about those bones. And in the meantime, what we can work on is maybe we can try working on some exercises that will help decompress some of the stuff that's going on over there. So I thought that was quite interesting theory that the guy put in there. Basically, is kind of more of a dynamic resistance stuff that they're trying to pull me through, which is good because I'm used to doing that with DDP yoga, what I was doing, and get into that in a minute too. So we went through physical therapy there. Took about, let me see, it was about 6 weeks. The last 2 weeks I kind of really reduced it. I went twice. I started going 3 times a week for the first 2 or 3 weeks. Then I went 2 times a week, and then I went 1 time. What really took me by surprise was the bill. And I wasn't used to seeing a bill from physical therapy because I've never gotten a bill from physical therapy. And I guess my insurance was so bad that I had to pay 52% out of pocket. So same thing happened with the ortho doctor. I got a bill sent to me, 52% out of pocket. And I'm like, that, I mean, it was easily, for 2 months worth of stuff, it was easily over $1,000. I couldn't believe it. So I said, you know what, I need to stop. I can't be affording $1,000 every 2 months just to get out of physical therapy, feel great when I get out of there, but the next day still feel like crap. And that's pretty much where I was feeling like. So, not feeling like crap, but feeling better, but not feeling 100%. The good news is for me, driving around, at least around town, has been decent enough for me to make it around. I'd like to get further. I think the furthest I've been so far has been to my dad's house, which is maybe a few towns away, maybe within 10 miles or so. And that 10 miles is about 25 minute drive, based upon where I live. So physical therapy helped a little bit. Didn't help tremendously. I didn't think it was going to help tremendously. I figured it was going to do. I got another thing that said, oh, you're now approved for additional 12 sessions of physical therapy, 15 minutes each session. I had no idea what those 15 minutes were. I never even asked for them to approve anything else. I was supposed to have a follow-up with the ortho doctor, but because of the bill that I got, I just said I couldn't do it. I can't do this right now. Let me look at redoing my insurance for next year and then go back next year. In the meantime, let me try to do something in between now and then to try to help myself out, to try to make this better. What can I do? So I already came home with bands, right? So I had the bands to do anything I wanted to do, if I want to do this or that. By the way, this is a tougher band. The black bands are a tougher band. They had all these different levels. The blue bands are the easier bands. So I got the black and blue out of this one. Black and blue. Thankfully, so just so everyone's aware, it's not neck pain that gets me, because I know a lot of people think that, oh, try this, try that, try. It's not neck pain. I don't have neck pain. What I have is neck weakness. My body is weak. So that is from my neck all the way down. My body is weak. So I said, what can I do between now and then? I already have the tools that I need to bring home for physical therapy to help me out. If I do these things every single day, it might help me out a little bit. Or I can look for other options. What are some of my other options that either I felt have helped me or will help me? So one of the first things I did is, of course, you Google everything to try to figure out what your problem is, and that's been notorious. I shouldn't be doing that, but somebody with similar problems from a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu forum of all places show me something quick. Couple exercises here. I'll show you. I won't go through all the exercises, but these have been a help for me. Very similar to what I was doing in physical therapy. So you take this, you put a towel around your neck, and you just go up and down and up and down. So I'm not going to go through the entire thing. But you go up and down, up and down. You do these 3 times a day, 20 times on each set. So 3 sets, 20 reps on 3 sets. Same thing here. You kind of go like this. You keep this tight over here. You turn your head to the right. You turn your head to the left. So I just felt the crack right in there, by the way, when I did that. Then that's it. And then you turn your head to the right, and then you turn your head to the left. And then you turn your head to the right, and then you turn your head to the left. So that's interesting. The one thing I do feel is every once in a while, you probably can't hear it now, but I was doing it before, and actually it's kind of gotten away a little bit more, and I'll explain why. Is that every once in a while I hear click, click, like it's like a click clack, and like that usually happens when 2 things. So whether you have like a gas bubble or something caught in there, or if your bones are rubbing together, and that's probably what's happened to me. Is these bones are rubbing together. And the other thing that I have going on here is this little bad boy. I started using this yesterday, of all things. And I'll just show you what I've been doing with this, because this has been my goal here is to be able to drive, at least somewhat comfortably up towards my job and towards my family for holidays. So in this case, as you see, we have a pressure thing over here. You pump this up on a pressure. Now you have if you look at the pressure, you have a green, a yellow, and a red. Now, I've always been going into the red all the way up to 20 because I've always felt that was exactly where I needed to go. However, this time, I feel like I can stay right about here. And if I stay right about there and I leave it there for maybe 30 minutes or so, I actually feel wonderful afterwards. I've already done this like 3 or 4 times, so I'm not going to do this again. But this is what you get to see out of me. Additionally, DDP yoga. I've been dabbling back into DDP yoga. However, a little bit differently. I'm not doing it from DVD because I had the old DVDs from like 2011 or whatever it is. I actually got the app and I bought the program for 1 year. I said, you know what? I got the program. I'm going to stick with it. Now I actually bought a subscription for this. I need to stick with this. Ideally, some of the things that I want to do is number 1, lose weight or strengthen myself up first. I want to strengthen myself up first. I don't even care about losing the weight, though I'm sure that would come over time. But I want to strengthen up myself and my body first before I do anything else. If I can do that, that will be a tremendous benefit for me. Strengthen up my body, and if I lose weight, I think that will actually help out. I've been walking around the area for about 2 miles every day or so still, but not like as long as I used to do. Just kind of like every once in a while, kind of go around and around, just around the area, enough to make it 2 miles. The other thing, I haven't ruled it out yet, and I'm still not ruling it out, is a chiropractor. By the way, I want to tell you a little bit of story before but I haven't ruled out. I haven't ruled out a chiropractor. The chiropractor is a suggestion that a lot of people made for me. I really have been kind of reluctant on that because of the experiences that I've had with chiropractors have been very negative, except for the last one that I went to, which was okay, but it didn't have like a positive effect. But my fear is that, this is arthritis of the neck. This is weakening of the neck. My neck is getting weaker. My body's getting weaker. What are they going to help me with on that? if they crack my neck and they do all these things, they might actually make it worse. And that's my fear. There is some chiropractors that do some nice disc decompression units. There's a couple of them that I know about. Those are the ones that I want really to consider. Some people I say try acupuncture, but again, not pain. Pain is not where I'm at there. That's it. And then so that's something that I haven't ruled out as well. All right, let me tell you a story about this here. The reason why I'm using this, and I'll tell you why I've been using this. Last week, I went to my barber, and I've typically been decent going to my barber. Like, I've been okay. I pushed through it. For years I've been able to push through it. Sometime when I started getting bad, maybe about 2013, I couldn't even support myself in this chair. Like, that's how bad it was. I was so weak. But that was something different. Now this is my neck. I go to my barber and I sit down in this chair and I immediately feel it from here all the way down to my body, and I'm holding on for, like, it's not up here, but it's kind of dear life, but I'm just kind of giving you, it's kind of like down this way. And he's got his seat raised, and I'm holding on for dear life like this, trying to get my body and my neck straight and my head straight and everything going straight, right? And I can't even do that. Oh, by the way, that was the other thing I missed about the exercise. You have this exercise too. Forgot about that. That too. I can actually hear cracks when I do that. That too. So, and then the other exercise, I forgot the towel exercise was, also you got this as well. You put it on your forehead and back and forward and back and forward. Anyway, but going back to the barber. So I'm sitting there, and I told my barber, I said, I might have a bit of a problem. I got diagnosed with pretty bad neck arthritis in the neck, and he goes, Jesus. And my barber, I've been friends with him for so long. He goes, Jesus, bro. He's like, well, what's going on here? He's like, you an old man now or something? And I'm like, he goes, you know what it is? He goes, it's sitting in front of that computer crap. You're in front of that thing all the time, blah, 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 blah. And so, I'm struggling while he's cutting my hair. I'm struggling for him to be able to cut my hair. And like 2 or 3 times I asked him to stop because, like, I felt like very off. And he says, hold on. He goes, this is how I think you're feeling. He goes, let me explain what I think's going on here. Your neck is weak. The weakness is going from your neck all the way down to your body. It's going to you, and you're having a hard time supporting yourself. And on top of that, I'm willing to bet that your head feels like it's going to fall right off its neck. And I go, yeah. That's exactly how I feel. It's exactly how it is. And he goes, yeah, bro, that's not good. He goes, what did they have you do? And I was like, physical therapy, this and that. And they had me go through all the protocol through the ortho doctor. And he goes, man, that's just crap. He goes, you know what? He goes, you know what you need? You need to stabilize your neck. It's what you need to do. And he asked me, he goes, do you have a neck collar? I go, yeah, I got a soft collar at home, and I got another hard one that's like kind of like that. He goes, all right. He goes, if you don't have one, I was going to suggest, say, why don't you go get one and put yourself in a neck collar and a neck brace, and just leave it like that for 3 months. And I said, wow. I'm like that, and I left there thinking to myself, that's not a bad idea, to be honest with you. Now, I haven't been doing that. I should be doing that. But it's been off and on for me. So, yeah, I mean, basically, one of the things that... See, I can actually feel it right in there again. One of the things that my barber has suggested to me is something that probably would be suggested to me from an ortho doctor. So, the ortho doctor probably would have came back and told me, hey, let's go ahead and let's give you injections first. He'd probably say injections or throw me medication. I don't need that because I don't have pain. And that's where I'm having a problem. I have weakness. So, of course, he can put steroids in my neck or whatever, but that's just I think that just masks the pain, and that's it. I don't think that strengthens up the neck. Or it might strengthen up neck muscles, but that's about as far as it's going to go, but it's not going to strengthen up my bones. And that's what I kind of need. And then, so I said, okay, I'm like, what would he do after that if that didn't work? What would he have me do? He would probably have me sit in a neck brace after that for 3 months before he does anything else. I said, so let's go one past what he's going to take and then see. Now, he did take me send me to physical therapy for something I don't know about. I had to look at the thing, but for the physical therapy thing, he approved like 15 minutes each session for 12 sessions for I don't know what. I want to say it was for like the like an ultrasound thing on your neck or something like that they have you do. However, it's only good to December 31st. Now I got to come back and have to go back next year if I want to try that and straighten up my neck and see what happens. Maybe that might work. We'll see. I want to say that's what it was. I couldn't read the code. I don't know what the code actually said, but I said, you know what? I'm like, he's gonna put me in a neck brace anyway. At this point, why don't I just do it myself and do it with what I know, with the stuff that I know I have? So there you have it. So that's it. The other thing I've looked up, obviously you guys saw what I wanted to say in the beginning and some of the stuff that I've been looking at the beginning. But the other thing I looked up was I even looked up stem cell treatment, to be honest with you. I mean, I hate to even say it, but some people have had good success with stem cell treatment, where the gel in between the neck and whatever has grown back with some stem cell treatment. That is something I've looked into. Unfortunately, that's very expensive. Even neck surgery, which is something that I probably will have to consider eventually down the road, and I'm trying to avoid it at every cost. Is something that I've also looked into. I have to consider that as well. So yeah, there you have it. I think I've covered everything. So for now, I'm gonna do what I know what to do between now and January before I make another doctor's appointment. If I don't feel like I need to make a doctor's appointment, I shouldn't. My goal right now is to get back out there, get driving long distances, getting to places comfortably. Without a struggle, because that's exactly what's been happening for me. I've had a major struggle driving. Even, like I said, around town has been better, but sometimes every once in a while, like for example, the other day I went to, I don't know, I forgot where I went. I went through a drive-through to some sort, and even sitting at that drive-through, like everything was just like I felt trapped, and everything was tight, and I couldn't move, and I felt like I just had to get up and stand up and stretch. And that was it. And I couldn't stretch because it was pouring rain outside. So I would look like an idiot, getting out of the car and trying to stretch. But maybe I have to do that. But it was hard because I guess there was something in the way of the door or something like that. But even like getting to the local Dunkin' Donuts, which is not even a mile and a half away, sometimes can be a struggle for myself as well. Thankfully, not as much, but sometimes. So yeah. I will be bringing this up to. I have a doctor's appointment next week. I will be bringing this up to my doctor. Basically, I get medication refilled every 6 months. So bringing this up to him and see what he says about this. Maybe he'll have an answer for me. Maybe he'll say, yes, we know about this. Here's what you can do. It's a possibility too. He'll probably tell me exercise, work out, and lose weight. I'd love to do that more. Unfortunately for me to lose weight, I need extreme exercise, and when you've gotten weakness, you can't do extreme exercises. So I'm limited to, basically I have limited mobility, limited to what I can do. I'm almost at a point where I almost feel like I'm disabled sometimes, like I can't get through or handicapped or something. I hate to even say that, I hate to use that word, but it's because I know there's people a lot worse than me. But I feel like that, and that's how I feel. Granted, if the ortho doctor doesn't take me through anything, maybe I can go seek a neurologist too. A lot of people have made that suggestion. I just can't find one that my insurance covers around this area. Or sorry, I can't find a good one that my insurance will cover around this area. The one that I wanted to go to, my insurance was not covering it. So let's see what happens next year from there. So for now, I'll leave you guys with this, with my last update, and I'm going to update you at some point next year to let you know where I'm at, how I'm feeling, and how this is going. I'm not playing hockey now. I stopped playing hockey. Kind of a blessing for me, I guess, get my body to heal. Maybe in April of next year I'll be playing again. Who knows? But for now, I'm gonna get through everything what I can get through and see what happens. So, if you guys have any suggestions, if you have any comments, leave in the comment section. Go ahead and reach out to me. The other thing, obviously, I've been looking for chiropractors. I have a good few recommendations, great ones, actually. And the last thing that I've been doing is really been praying a lot. I believe prayer for myself and for others that are going through very similar stuff, and through other things too, it can offer some great healing help along the way from God. So I've been praying to God and about some healing, and hoping that at least if he can't at least heal me completely, at least steer me in the right direction to help heal me completely. Because this is getting frustrating, and I hate to say frustrating and annoying, but it's annoying. So yeah, but if you have any other suggestions, go ahead and leave a comment, reach out to me. I'm always here. You can email me, you can leave a comment on my YouTube, you can reach out to me if you see this in social media, and I'll respond to you. A lot of you have offered some great suggestions. I appreciate that. I thank you so much. Unfortunately, some of it's helped, some of it hasn't helped. Some people that want to help, they just don't know what my body is actually going through, and unless you're inside my body, unless you know what I'm feeling, you don't know what to do. And that's where I'm at. Sometimes I just don't know what to do. Do I do this? Do I do that? Or do I do that? Is this the right move? Is this the right thing for me to do? And I question it when I think about doing something, and I question it. I go, well, maybe this isn't what I should be doing. Maybe I should be doing that or that or that or that. And that's always the biggest problem. But I won't be running from doctor to doctor these next few months, but maybe come January, it might be a little bit more. So I'll update you as I go along, and I'll see everyone out there wherever I see you guys, or maybe I'll see you on another video. So take care, everyone.